Magdico, where is that spoiled brat? Laro is past due for a company meeting. Mother wants me to drag the elusive louse back by his ear.
Must be nice to be a layabout. Uncle Engbert would have tanned my hide.
Ugh, I am angry and jealous in equal measure. You'd think this district was a maze, the way he manages to hide. The spirit magnet? Sientere, that I did not recognize you. If you desire to get in the graces of the Valiant Trading Company, we can help each other. Could I persuade you to watch out for Laro? I'd pay generously for your trouble. I'm concerned, because Laro tends to feud with Orso, one of the local Valera rats. Would you? I'll be waiting at the estate in case he happens to return. Laro and his miscreant friends carouse at the tavern, the falls above the Adra Mill, and the southwestern bridge. If you see him, tell Laro to get his good-for-nothing ass back home.
Well, we do have this thing with chasing a rogue god to the ends of Aora, but I guess if it's on the way.
Have you heard about the commotion at the palace?
Of course. Something about luminous Adra.
A giant made of luminous Adra.
All I know is that they're all at each other's throats up there.
You both attest that you have made all possible efforts to come to a peaceful...
Who is this Nasenale? How many cousins do you have or so?
Postenago. Does that look like any cousin of mine?
How should I know? Your kin lie with eels.
We have business. What do you want? The family keeps you on a tight leash, Laro. Will getting impaled on a Valera blade prove something to them?
Psst. What's your words, Oaf? You want the Juana to know we're dueling?
My bad so to the tribals. We should be free to settle matters on valiant terms.
Small wonder the old empire collapsed in civil strife if this is the Valian way.
And how do your colonies fare, Adiran?
This street thug called my family a warren of corrupt inbreds. But is there a dung heap in all the world that does not have a little Valera cousin scratching through it?
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardato silver. Ak, this is but one chapter in a long anthology of Bardato arrogance.
Arrogance? Per complancanet, you should thank me for my patience.
Finoma, I am ready to cross swords if you are, Laro.
Gelarde, shall we resume?
Not bragging or laughing anymore, are you, Laro? What's done is... At least that's one less bardato for us.
If you told me a few years ago that I'd end up not 'cause yeah, wouldn't you? But I thought you were weird at first. Well, maybe it... when I... you... there was... you... get... me...
Ahoy, Captain. You run a tight... Martha, get it.
Medico, where is that spoiled brat? Laro is past.
Must be...
Back. You'd think that this... If you desire to... Could I would you? Laro, if you...
Well, we do have this thing with chasing a rogue god to the...
As you wish. Have you heard about the commotion at the palace?
Of course. Something about luminous Adra.
A giant made of luminous Adra.
All I know is that they're all at each other. Throats up there.
Well,
I'll take care of it.
You both attest that you have made all...
Who is the... Poston?
How should I?
We have business. What do you want? This doesn't my small one. And how do your colonies fare, Adiran?
This street.
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardato silver. Ack.
Arrogance. Per complancanet, you should thank me for my patience.
Finoma.
Gelarde.
Merle, he's dead. You had better go. The guards will not care that you weren't involved. Speak to my mother at Zali. If you happen to be by the estate, our troubles will only worsen.
Laro has returned to the estate intact. Perfetto. Too much Bardato blood has been spilled in the name of Vengiata. Ak, nothing has been solved, only delayed. Here, for your discretion. You have not met Mother, have you? I'm certain she'll have work for someone invested in the family.
Leave it to me.
Not sure I can.
I'll deal with this. Done.
Ah, yes. The newcomer. I thought you might visit.
He's not gonna get away with it.
Lady Izali Bardato. Custom dictates, I say, at your service. But I have not the time for such lies. You saw my son dueling with the Valera boy. At least he survives to learn from his mistakes. Those who aid my blood profit by it. When Valera and Bardato cross each other, only blood and sorrow remain. amusing way to make introductions. For now, we leave it at that. Word has spread fast about the little spectacle at the docks. You've certainly caught everyone's attention. Perhaps the Watcher of Cadnua and House Bardato can help one another. Queen's Beth whispers of a Valera plot against my family. Something grander than pointless duels. You are a newcomer to the Deadfire, uniquely positioned to loosen Valera tongues. Zilly Valera strums a lute by the watchtowers, a meek-tempered boy, fonder of song and drink than the family business. He might spill something of his family's affairs. I'll have it taken care of at once. There. May it open doors for you. Try not to alert the Valeras of our knowledge. That is the point of involving an outside agent. Are you still with me? I'd venture that you're working too hard.
You have an appointment to see the vault, sir? Deveris? Just exploring the vault that holds the Bardato fortune.
I have felt numb since killing Orso.
The Hazanui is at the palace, blaming the Valians for attacking one of their ports.
Well, did they?
Of course not. But the Queen must calm them down before they
Well
go to
met,
war.
stranger. Akira, But isn't this district a fine place? I am not one meant to venture far from the gullet. Until recently, I had a respectable job at the Luminous Bathhouse. Now that I am unemployed, I seek to make myself useful before the money runs out, and I must return to the Roparu as a pauper. More happens at the bathhouse than cleanliness and ease. It is a place of meetings, business, and transactions, to all of which the attendants are either blind or deaf. One day, I overheard more than I ought to have. In my erring, I gasped. To my great shame, I showed a most unprofessional reaction before clients. I was fired, and rightly so. A wonderful place. Would that I could cross its threshold again and feel the mist of luminous waters. In spite of my time there, I cannot do else but give it my highest recommendation. You will find the Luminous Bathhouse in Periki's Overlook.
Leave it to me.
Merla. Every ship hunter taken. I only deal with serious clients. Now, Shu. A serious brute. I can see this from here. Madiko. But it is impossible to find skilled work when every competent freelancer wastes their shore leave in the wild mare. When blood travels south of their brains, the value of a good bounty is forgotten. You, a nameless face of the streets? I do not make a habit of shepherding new talent, but... Ach, there is a seed of potential. We will cut your teeth on Biakara, a Huana sailor and would-be patriot who plagues company ships. Gelarde! Biakara sails a voyager's scale of Tangaloa off of Hasongo's northeastern coast.
I'll see it done. Leave it to me.
You, what are you doing here? Then permit me to escort...
If you've come on business with the Valiant Trading Company, it will have to wait until morning. We're closed. There's no need for you to be here after hours. Move along.
A giant? One of the raccoon?
No, much bigger, such is the rumor.
Sounds like sailor tales to me.
Hundreds netters. Something I can do for you? Oh, sorry to disappoint then. I'm having an imp of a time with this piece. It was Persa, wasn't it? Is she recruiting again? You can tell her I'm not getting involved in whatever she's up to. No, whatever Persa has planned, it's not how we do things. Go plot your mischief with Persa. She's got a room at the tavern down in the gullet. Just leave me out of it.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Queen is holding court today with the Valians and Rowattians.
How long before they're killing each other?
Wager on it?
Hold up, Cap. That be Malnage, the High Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire herself, awaiting us like a shark in heat. Steady as the sea, Cap.
Captain, I've heard a mess and a half about you. Mostly good. Though I see your taste in company could use some refining.
Typical Malnage. Can't match my skill, so you try to spew shit.
Boy, when you're as old as me, your skill will still be naught more than the untrained fumbling of an Adeiran maid to the refined workings of my mind. I've heard about your run-ins with Captains Benweth and Ferrante. Meeting the old Principe seems like. Almost makes a girl green, the envy of missing the party. I'm tracking a man by the name of Rimaro, traitor to the cause.
Romaro ain't no traitor, you mind-blind sack of squid squirts.
Captain, there'll be a bounty of some 4,000 pounds on Rimaro, quick or dead. I'd be willing to cut you 1/10 of that, here and now, if you give me any knowledge you might have stumbled across on your travels. Careful, Watcher. You don't want to go making yourself an enemy of the Principe Sen Petrena. Anyone aids our enemies shares their fate, you know? Fare thee well, Captain. See you around, Seraphin.
Ahoy, Captain. If I could bend your ear a moment, I'll be aiming to thank you for bringing me aboard. You run a tight shop, and you ain't no terrible person, neither. It'd be a welcome change from the gentleman of leisure. I've a gift for you. This trinket be from one of the first ships I hunted. Malnage would have snatched it had I not found a perfect hiding spot. You be entirely welcome. Now, if you'll pardon me, I've roundabout reached my limit for sentiment.
Please, I did nothing!
Enough! Or do you wish to consign her to the old city as well?
Let him go!
Beer! I'm sorry!
Your tongue flops like a dying fish. I tire of its stink. Lower him down!
May Tangaloa devour your souls, you cold-blooded eels.
I'll see it done.
Have you any food? Surely you've a scrap to spare.
That Dawnstar may be able to help. What say?
Help how? Poison me? Akira, no thanks.
Peatley? Good God, I nearly didn't recognize you. You look more death warmed over than Dawnstar.
I didn't see you there, Shody. Listen, you and your friends should move along. I'm not feeling so good, and I'd hate to get you sick. Nothing a little ginger root and some bed rest won't cure. Please, let me be. It's hard to keep them quiet. There's some sick Raparu in the back. Not much I can do for them now besides keep them comfortable. And hidden.
Is that wise? Keeping a room full of sick people in the most crowded district in the city?
It's better than leaving them to wander the district. I can give them a dignified death, if nothing else. Because they've got Drowner's lung. Spreads like gossip and kills even faster. A gift from the Valians. Fills your lungs with fluid. Gets you coughing all the time, trying to clear them. One of my patients coughed so hard, she broke a rib. Eventually, it gets so bad, you can't hack it out. You just lie there, struggling for breath, until you choke on your own phlegm. I hear it's a long, hard end. I heard some Raparu had gotten sick, so I brought them here to care for them. City healers don't come down here.
realized what it was when I heard the rattle in their chests, the way they gasped for air. Only cure is an elixir made with pine seed oil. It costs a lot, though not nearly as much as an epidemic. Still, if news of this outbreak gets out, these poor souls will get tossed into the old city. No one with any money in Nekataka spends it on the Raparu. I tried to send you out, didn't I? Anyway, there's a cure. You can get nearly anything on Delver's Row. Only trouble is finding it, and paying for it. Unfortunately, the children of the Dawnstars don't have many connections in this part of town. But I bet you could find someone at the tavern who knows where Delver's Row is. Criminal types like to wet their throats after a long day of lying, cheating, and stealing. About the only honest one. The Raparu here are treated like garbage. Even made to eat garbage from that scrap heap opposite the lift. And Dario and his Principe scum took advantage of the neglect down here to set up the black market on Delver's Row. All the while, the gullet gets more crowded as tribes from the other islands come to Nekataka. Some are driven from their homes by pirates, raiders, even trading company thugs. Others hear stories of the foreign wealth pouring into the city. What they don't realize is most of it flows between the foreigners and the palace. Some days, I think maybe this is why Aethys brought us to Deadfire, so we can do some good. Other days, I'm too damn tired. About the only honest one. The Raparu here are treated like garbage. Even made to eat garbage from that scrap heap opposite the lift. And Dario and his Principe scum took advantage of the neglect down here to set up the black market on Delver's Row. He runs most of the criminal mischief that goes on here. Some say he's an old Valian traditionalist. Some say either way, I steer clear of him. All the while, the gullet gets more crowded as tribes from the other islands come to Nekataka. Some are driven from their homes by pirates, raiders, even trading company thugs. Others hear stories of the foreign wealth pouring into the city. What they don't realize is most of it flows between the foreigners and the palace. As best we can. Most of us came from Raed Saris after the Vorlis plot and the Saints' War. Or we were born to families that did. We remember what it's like to scrape by. That's what Dario and his people say. They recruit Raparu to sneak things from the docks, report on meetings between traders. I can't blame the Raparu. Not when the alternative is eating from a trash pile. But
Difference being, lass, the Raparu be their customers and confederates alike. To the company bilge barnacles, they be only product.
And whenever the city authorities finally crack down, the Raparu will be caught in the middle. That's what Dario... And whenever the city authorities finally crack... Some days, other days, I'm too damn tired. about the and Dario and his principy scum. All the while, some are others hear stories. Some other days, I'm too damn tired.
Kitty, kitty. You can bring Islamir back.
The whole point of suppressing her was to keep her out of my head.
I miss her impressions. Oh, she could do this one of you.
Over and over.
Was real good, though. She could do all your twitching, your squeaky voice when you got nervous.
Ataro's the second this month.
And they say the pittings aren't increasing. Do they lie to themselves or just to us? At this rate,
be careful.
We'll be left to suffer the
gullet is no place for outsiders.
How did you hear that? About the boss?
With my own ears. Dario said there's treasures in that pit.
Shh! Have you lost your wits?
Harami!
I am here, Seduzo Nui.
Do we expect any foreign merchants today?
We do not, Seduzo Nui.
Then state your business quickly. I want to avoid another surprise. Nearly done, I hope. I sold a consignment of iron and cultural coral, and will return to Rauatai with vorals, merkberries, and Andra stars. Are you writing that down?
Nay, lass. We're merely moved to a momentary bout of verse by the beauty on display before me. They're very bawdy rhymes, Cap. Not meant for prim and proper mercantile types.
Anyway, that's what brought me here. The Royal Deadfire Company would frown on business in this district, but there's no harm if they don't know. What is your business with me? Nearly done, I hope. I sold a consignment of iron and cultural coral, and will return to Raotai with What is your business with me? I would have nothing to do with such a place. But I hear the, proprietor might know more.
Ain't exactly an hole in the wall, is it? On, well, account of it being an hole in the floor. Never mind.
Never smelled meat like that before. All half-rotten and briny.
Why do you bother me, little kith? No? The gullet reeks of illness. The beds are too small. An imp tried to nest in my hair. And Firna, the tavern keeper, refuses to give me more than 1 day off a month. How am I supposed to hunt when I am chained to this stove? Maybe I'll become a pirate. Get myself a bird and an eye patch. How do you mean? I don't work for free. This will do. For now.
If you told me a few years ago that I'd end up following you on another crazy errand, I'd have said you were out of your mind. Not because I got anything against you, more that trouble seems to come looking for you wherever you go. Yet, here we are again, probably on our way to die. Well, you already did, but me, I mean. Yeah, I was getting sick of sleeping indoors and not having any broken bones, it's true. And wouldn't you know it, this time is shaping up to be crazier than the last one. But I gotta say, I appreciate how you've handled things. Times like these, staying decent's not as easy as it sounds. Thought you were weird at first, of course, but you've surprised me. Well, you were having a silent chat with the dead dwarf lady when I met you. Takes a special type to overlook something like that. I've been meaning to ask, though. How is it you never seem to lose your way through all this? What is it tells you you're on the right path? I guess I'm lucky we got similar views then. When I was a boy, things were simpler. Aethys was more like a character we read about in church. Yeah, I guess it was. Well, most stories had him helping folks or making the world work as it should. You pray to him, he might help you too. There was no cost to it. No confusion about his will or followers taken into extremes. Following Aethys was right. Had no reason to question. Do you think there's any way that following him could still be the right path? After all we've seen? Is that something we can ask for? Seems like the gods might take that personal. Anyway, I didn't mean for this to get depressing. I think this was just a long way of saying I appreciate the way you've guided things. Makes me feel like I'm doing some good, going with you.
Well, they won't see me coming. As you wish. I'll see you.
Relax, Bayer. In and out, no complications.
Relax. We're emptying a vault, not water shaping. Martino better come through with that boat he promised.
I'm sure it'll be me in your future.
We've no intent to disturb you. Please carry on.
Bayer, I don't know this one.
We asked not to be disturbed. What are you doing here? Good. Now get lost. Once is an accident. I'll make you leave. Twice, and you're a little too nosy for your own good. Well, that's the end of subtlety.
You told me you weren't followed.
Sally can't know that I was here. Bad news for our new friend.
Nightcap.
Say your prayers.
How may I help?
Leave it to me.
Nice and quiet.
What is it? Of course.
You killed him! Let me go, and I won't say a word about what happened here. The Bardatos sent you, right? No need to kill me over a family tiff, eh? This job? I'm out. It never happened. Belda's plan was for everyone to converge on the Bardato vault. You won't find me anywhere near the Bardato fortune. Can we agree that that's worth sparing my life? Deal! If I can just find that damned pouch.
Where there's a pick, there's a way. It's finished. Leave it to me.
Don't see why you'd spend all that time arranging your food if you aren't making it look like a funny face.
Cheers. What do you require? That sounds unsanitary. We had a contract with the Valian Trading Company to defend one of their most valuable properties. If you're looking for work, I hardly recommend them. They pay well, and they pay on time.
Consistency in the shipping lanes. Good for types mercantile, but better for types piratical.
Did you say something?
Just admiring your spread, my lad. Nothing better after a meal than a ripe pair of melons.
I'll see you.